I woke up this morning really early, way too early, and I started just thinking all the stuff that happened, all the stuff I've been hearing over and over again, and little snippets of conversations. It all was started to gel. And I just wanted to share a couple of those moments with you. Hopefully that'll be interesting. One of the key takeaways from Creative Pro Week this year clearly is that generative AI is here to stay, right? I mean, that's a no-brainer. And yet, this was a great piece of learning from Marcus Radich from PageProof in our session yesterday. Marcus says, look, generative AI is not going to take your job. Somebody else who knows Gen AI is going to take your job. So that's important. The lesson is embrace it. Don't just go, well, it's going to destroy the world. Remember to embrace it. And one of the best ways to embrace it is not to, I have to sit down and study this. It's play with it. Like I said, body memory is how you learn stuff, but playing with it is how you get that body memory. So you go out and play with this stuff and just see what happens. The more you play, the more proficient you're going to become, and the better everything's going to be. So that's super, super important. Second thing is that it will destroy the world. No, the second thing, I do need to emphasize that AI is dangerous. We know this. We know that AI and generative AI is dangerous, and the way that it's most dangerous came up multiple times in conversations. One is that it's so easy to fake stuff that we're going to lose track of truth, right? Deep fake photos and video, all of this stuff is going to, by a year from now, we are going to have a real problem with what is truth. And that's a problem. We need to watch for this. We need to find ways of counteracting that. Adobe and a number of other companies who are working on the Content Authenticity Initiative are doing really important work there. We need to support them with that. But this is important. But there's another problem with the loss of what truth is, because Micah and Lisa and Monica on my panel earlier this week said something interesting to me that just really feels right, which is that Gen AI is causing digital to be devalued. That is, people are going to start saying, wow, look at that amazingly mind-blowing image. I guess that was just AI, right? Anything that we're actually doing that's digital is immediately going to get devalued because we have no idea. We don't trust it anymore. It's just going to be, oh, that's just AI, whatever. So this is an interesting problem for those of us who are creating digital artwork, right? I mean, that's important. And it's coming at a time when people are becoming increasingly more cynical anyway. People are increasingly devaluing the truth anyway. The trends are really clear, and we're moving toward increased polarization. That's not new. This is just pushing it all the faster. So that's important for us to remember, that as artwork and text becomes devalued, we have a real problem on our hands. But that said, I heard a counter note, a little quiet conversation that just kept coming up that I also want to leave us with, which is that as people start trusting digital less, they may start valuing what's clearly real even more. I really love this idea that people are going to start really relying on friends, family, colleagues, people in real communities coming together to have real conversations, talking about things that feel real, right? So we're already seeing this countermeasure. So we heard from Danielle Dejean about print and the value that people are putting on print, on what's really that we can touch. That is important. We're also seeing, this huge increase in vinyl. People are buying vinyl. People who don't even own turntables are buying vinyl. It's the weirdest thing, but there's this sense of it's real. Something is real here. And I think that's really important for us to consider. One of the greatest pleasures for me at Creative Pro Week has been this very real, very analog conversation that we're having. The fact that we are all here in real time, either here in person in Phoenix or online. I mean, you all showed up. That's real. That's important. And I really, really value that. Now, some of you know that I write a newsletter that I publish through LinkedIn every week or 2 or 3 or something, whenever it comes out. I do this little newsletter. I call it a muse letter because it's basically what I'm musing about. It's just whatever kind of tumbles out of my head from time to time. And I thought that I would share, excuse me, one of those musings. So I'm going to read most of this because I think it's relevant, and I wanted to share it. What is design? Design is not about making stuff look pretty. Design is not about making it pop or look cool. That's not design. Design, at its core, is the practice of enhancing or improving communication. That's what it's all about. That is, you want to get a message from your head or your heart out of you, and you want to put it into somebody else's head or heart. That's what design is about. That's what communication is about. Design is how you package it up, how you take all of that and put it in a package, and you make it so it can transmit as smoothly and easily as possible. Bad design causes friction and confusion. Good design leads to ease and clarity. Bad design distracts or hides. Good design focuses and reveals. Now, this applies to any kind of design: graphics, typography, architecture, music, video, fashion, signage, whatever. Each medium offers its own unique opportunities for enhancing and improving communication. Whether it's a song or a painting or a business card or a presentation or a social media post or a book or whatever, these are all just packages that work better when they're designed better. Now, this is important because you are a designer. Even if you don't think you're a designer, some of you are like, I'm not a designer, I'm a production person. You are a designer. Everyone designs. You design the language that you speak. You design the food that you're cooking. You design when you snap a photo. You're designing that. You're building a package that you're going to be sharing with somebody else. We all do design, but good design is hard, right? Good design requires clear thinking, an understanding of psychology, always, and often a surprising amount of technical skill. For example, here in graphic design, we use graphic design to improve and enhance communication. So what do we need for that? Well, we need to take into account accessibility and all the tools for accessibility, because when you're trying to communicate a package, you want that package, that information, to be available to as many people as possible. It requires color smarts, how color is perceived, how it's reproduced. It requires knowledge of data visualization. How are you going to take all that data and convert it into something that can easily be transmitted? So we all want our ideas to flow smoothly, easily, with clarity, and the skills that we've been learning here at Creative Pro Week are 100% about making that happen. That's why we're here, because the better that you get at this stuff, the more you and your companies will thrive. That's why we're here.